Second, we use the present perfect to ask or talk about general experience in the past. We use the past simple to talk about actions at a specific time in the past. We form the present perfect with have not, has not, plus the past participle. Again, I showed you guys last time in the back of the book, page 159, the irregular verbs, the third column, that's the past participle of the verbs, of the irregular verbs. And we form questions with the present perfect with have or has, plus the subject. For example, have you, right? You being the subject. Have you seen? Have you been visited? Have you gone? That's visited, seen, gone, past participle. You'll notice that regular verbs in the past don't change. Any verb in the past that ends in ed doesn't change. Have you played? Have you visited? Have you? That's the only one. Visit. I'm looking at this list. Have you learned? Yep. And the list we have learned, played, and visited. But yeah, any verb in the past that is ed, present perfect, it stays ed. Oh, applied. Have you applied for a job online? Yep. So, and I already talked about this. So let's move on to the interview. All right. So you're going to listen to a job interview. She is trying to get a job at a non-profit organization. These are some examples of non-profit organizations. All right. I will play the interview a few times. First, let me change the animation because in the last class I had the animation in the wrong order. And then we will start. I noticed it was in the wrong order. It should be. And I'll just play it. So I'll play it once and then I'll play it again because I know some students will need to listen to it again.
6.2.
So, when did you start working in this field?
Well, I left university in 2009 and I got my first job immediately after that.
And have you ever worked for a big organization?
No, I've never had the chance, but I've worked for 3 smaller ones, all with operations in Africa.
I see. And have you been to Africa?
Yes, I have. I've spent some time in Tanzania.
Oh, really? What did you do there?
I was there to help with the construction of a new school.
All right. So the first question, just as a class, does she have experience working for a well, we actually call them NPOs. Yes or no?
No.
Yes, it does. She has experience. Now, Each student can answer one question. You're going to listen to it again. All right, so using the present perfect, right? For the first question, it would be, how many small organizations has she worked for? How many small organizations has she worked for? Where do they have operations? I'll give you a hint. Where do they have operations? It's a continent. Okay, I already heard somebody say it, but okay. And this, so what's going to happen is I'm going to go from that question to in which country was this? So you would answer that in the past. What did she help do? You can answer that in the past. So the only question I'm going to ask, and I want the answer in the present perfect, is how many small organizations has she worked with? Again, she has worked with, and then you have the number, and then you would say, or organizations. All right, so let's listen to it one more time, and 4 students can raise their hand and answer. So here we go, one more time.
6.2.
So, when did you start working in this field?
Well, I left university in 2009 and I got my first job immediately after that.
And have you ever worked for a big organization?
No, I've never had the chance, but I've worked for 3 smaller ones, all with operations in Africa.
I see. And have you been to Africa?
Yes, I have. I've spent some time in Tanzania.
Oh, really? What did you do there?
I was there to help with the construction of a new school.
Okay. How many small organizations has she worked for? There's part of your answer. All right, Junzo?
She has worked with 3 small organizations.
Right, she has worked with 3 small organizations. All right, these 3 small organizations, where do they have their operations? Gina. Yeah, they have their operations in Africa. Specifically, in which country? I heard somebody, I know who said it too. Yeah, Tanzania. And in Tanzania, what did she help do? Again, this is past tense. She did it and it's over, so it's the past. What did she help to do in Tanzania? Yes?
She constructed schools.
Okay, she did not construct alone. She helped in the construction of a small school. All right, so if you want to take a photo or copy, the answer I have here is all in the present perfect. She has work experience with 3 small organizations that have operations in Africa. She has worked in Tanzania on the construction of a new I broke these down into parts. But this would be the use of the present perfect in one small paragraph. All right. Yes, people are writing. Don't forget, these PowerPoints are available in the class folder. Just look for class PowerPoints. This is unit 6 and 12. And if you, I forgot, this is specifically, I think, slide 39. You'll go to slide 39. Can I change? Okay. All right. What's going to happen here is you're going to choose which you would like to read. So you need to choose whether it's present perfect or past tense. Right? I am not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. The audio will do that. So go ahead and look and decide which sentence you would like to read. And then you're going to give me a number and wait. And again, you have as much time as you need, but not too much time. So first, I'm going to try and do it. Again, these are all questions from the interview we just heard. All right, I think that's more than enough time. Go ahead and raise your hand, and they're all up for grabs. Fiona?
One.
I don't read yet. Okay, I'm gonna go group by group. This group, this group. Do you have your hand or not? Oh, you do. Okay. Sam?
Jigsaw.
Next. Everybody in that group. So who needs the points? Okay, Giovanni. Anybody from this group? Don't know. Stella? Four, we have three, two, three. Which one? Two, which one?
Three.
There is, I guess Gina is 2. Alright. I'm not gonna tell you if you're right or wrong. Go ahead and start with number 1. Mm-hmm.
University in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever worked for a big organization?
Okay.
I never understand on chance.
Okay, 5. Half big dot. 6.
I will spend some time in Tanzania.
And 7.
Really, what did you use there?
Let's listen.
6.2.
So, when did you start working in this field?
Well, I left university in 2009 and I got my first job immediately after that.
And have you ever worked for a big organization?
No, I've never had the chance, but I've worked for 3 smaller ones, all with operations in Africa.
I see. And have you been to Africa?
Yes, I have. I've spent some time in Tanzania.
Oh, really? What did you do there?
I was there to help with the construction of a new school.
From what I've heard, 100%. Are there any questions? There shouldn't be. Everybody got them right. All right, now, this is the rest of the interview. Number 1 is done for you. We're going to do this as a class. So tell me what you think the possible questions are. So the first one's done. When did you go to Tanzania? Okay. Looking at this, how long stay there? 2, what do you think it might be? What do you think the question might be? But they can, I mean, if she says yes, then the question goes to the class, right? How long did you stay there? 3. Okay, we haven't heard this yet, so there's some of these, it could be either one. 3, what do you think it might be? What do you think the question might be? What other projects work on? Because remember, we're doing present perfect and simple past. We're doing both. And since because we did not hear it yet, what other projects have you worked on? But maybe they asked, what other projects did you work on? Again, we haven't heard it yet. Both of those questions would not be wrong. We just haven't heard it yet. 4.
Have you ever been into the team?
Right. Now, you could ask, did you ever manage a team? But we know that it's probably going to be, have you ever? And 5. Why did you decide to work in this field? But of course, it probably will be, why did you? But it could be, why have you decided? We don't know. But again, it could be either one. So let's listen. And after this, you can work on your company website.
6.3.
So, when did you go to Tanzania?
Last year in March. They asked me to go there for the start of construction.
And how long did you stay there?
For 4 months. I came back in July when the school was ready.
So it went well.
Yes, we finished 2 months early and we saved $10,000 on construction costs.
That's great. So, what other projects have you worked on?
I've done a lot of construction projects, but I've also helped to set up training programs, giving local people the skills they need to manage their lives. Farming, for example, or construction work.
And have you ever managed a team?
No, not yet, but I've had very good bosses, and I've learnt a lot about managing people. I know I'm ready to do this job.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Tell me, why did you decide to work in this field?
My mother lived in Africa when she was a child. She's often talked to me about her life there. I wanted to discover it for myself.
All right, and for the next class, I'm going to leave this up. I believe, I think it's around the same page. Check. No, I'll just show you here. Yes, 42. We'll be on page 42. All right. That's it. Go ahead and work on your company website. Product service. Oh, I forgot to show you guys something to help you. Well, I'm not going to teach this.